Hi, it's Nicola Taggart, and today on Truth Talk, I want to talk about the importance of clarifying in your relationship and your marriage what each of your individual visions and collective vision for your marriage and your relationship in your family, what it is. And that too often we are in relationships and in marriages where that conversation has not been had. We think that all it takes is to get married and then the marriage will happen, and that somehow magically throughout the course of the relationship and the marriage, our visions will be known from each other's heads and we will both be able to just magically live them in harmony without actually having a conversation around it. I was having a session with a client this week in which she was telling me about a conversation and an argument that she had with her husband. And what we realized after talking through it is that the argument happened because they both had very different ideas on what the vision is for their marriage and for their family in the future, and also very different expectations in the choices that they were making now in order to reach those very different visions for their future. And that when we were able to talk through the conflict in the conversation, what we realized is that they each had some very specific ideas about why they were doing what they were doing, really professionally, and that they had different vantage points about why they were doing those things. Her husband was very much focused on being successful professionally and building a business so that potentially there would be a financial payoff for the family in the future. And they wouldn't have to worry about money at all. He was very much focused on the future, and that his feeling was that his wife should be doing what she could do to support things around the home and with the kids as much as possible so that he could focus on building this dream for the future. But he hadn't actually articulated that and communicated that to her. So in her mind, she was focused on doing something professionally that fulfilled her and that she enjoyed, and that she did not see it as something that was taking away from him pursuing what he was doing. And so we left the coaching session with an assignment for them to get together and think about, and then talk about what individually their visions were for their relationship, and then look at how those aligned and how maybe they didn't align, and what negotiation and strategies they would need to put into place to make sure that they could create a collective vision and work towards that vision together. So it got me thinking about the fact that there are so many businesses out there and people in the business world who will spend a great deal of time and energy and money thinking about and strategizing how they are going to create a successful business. They will come up with a strategic plan. They will identify and articulate the vision and the mission, and they'll look at the objectives that they're going to focus on, and they'll create dashboards to measure whether they're on track and to adjust what's working and what's not working. There's a lot of time and energy and money that is spent on creating successful businesses. And yet very, very few people will spend a fraction of that time and energy and conversation and money in working with their spouse or partner to identify and clarify and communicate their vision for their relationship and their marriage and their family. So I want to leave you today with the challenge to spend a few minutes individually and then collectively with your spouse or partner thinking about and articulating what is it that you're trying to create in your marriage. How do you want that relationship to feel in the next year, in the next 5 years, in the next 6 months, tomorrow? And then what are the actions that you both have to agree to taking on a regular basis to reach that vision? So apply a little bit of business sense to your relationship this week And let me know how that goes in the comments below. Until next time, have a great day.